Hello YouTube, it's Beck here from So Be Curated. Happy 2025. You probably think I've been really slack. I've just had a really busy period since getting back from Japan. Had a week in the shop, and then we had Christmas, then we had family staying with us for a week, and then back to the shop. And this week at the shop, it has gone crazy in a fantastic way, which was so... like it feels so lovely that people want to come and visit the store and see it. And I don't know. I'm feeling all the feels about the store at the moment, but I haven't had a chance. I've got a video. I haven't done the video. I've got an idea for a video where I have compared some pricing on things bought from op shops versus things bought from vintage stores, which I thought might be helpful for people, because I have been finding, and I'm sure anybody that is after these kind of textiles has been finding, that it's harder to find beautiful vintage textiles, and they're going for more and more. So I'm a member of a couple of Facebook groups and stuff, and people are now selling a tray cloth. So a cloth, hold on, I'll have one, like not this cloth, but a tray cloth being something about this size for like $25, $30 on some of those sites. And sometimes you can get a lot cheaper than that. And sometimes even more expensive. Like I've seen on eBay and Etsy, them going for really high prices. Now, that's a matter of scarcity and popularity, I guess, which is fine. But it is harder to get them. So I had some thoughts on where you might be able to find some that are still semi-reasonably priced. And I'll do a video on that. Having said that, what I'm doing today, I'm just home in my house by myself, and this never happens. Otto's at the beach with a friend, Tom's at work, Max is overseas, Emma she's got work this afternoon and she's at her own home. And my husband's gone to the supermarket, so never happens that I'm at home. But what I wanted to show you is some stuff that I'm planning on working on in 2025, and also a massive vintage textile haul. So stay tuned for that, and it was an absolute bargain. You are going to die. But first, I'm just going to show you what a couple of things that have come home with me from purchases I've made or from my own shop, that I just had to have in my own collection. And excuse me, I'm in like a house dress, I would say. It would be from the 50s. It is the most comfy thing you have ever come across. And I threw this on this morning because I woke up just in time to drive to go and get my massive vintage textile haul, which I'll share with you. Anyway, so a couple of things that have come home from the shop with me. So I bought this beautiful Japanese Liberty in Japan, and I made a bundle with it, and these two fabrics were in the bundle, and I had to have some of them, so I have some now. I forgot to put aside fabric for myself from the season 2025 launch of Liberty, which came out on the 1st of January. Now this was one, now I can't even remember its name, so I'm really sorry about that. It sold out ridiculously quickly on our website, and so many people have come in asking about it. It came in a couple of colorways. The neon one is particularly beautiful as well, but I have bits of those put aside for myself at the shop. But I brought home just the last little bit of it, and it's very gorgeous. I'm thinking I might make a needlebook with it. I'm not sure. I bought for the shop some beautiful, tiny little quilt box. These are 3-inch, so 1-inch finished. I just measured on my mat. 1-inch finished squares with little feed sack and 30s fabrics, and I've kept some of those for me, and I've got some at the shop, and they'll go into kits. They're really cute, really lovely. Emma, who works with me in the shop had purchased a piece of this for herself and a piece for me, and I really love it, and she sent me home with that on Saturday. So it's a beautiful, I would say it's on organza. I'm not sure if that's machine or hand stitched. I'm still not sure. Anyway, she was right. That was right up my boat. And she said she bought that when I was in Japan and she thought I would miss it. So from some of the sites that sell online, like there's a couple that I've recommended in the past. Purveyor of Reclaimed Textiles too, Melanie. She gets great stuff. Her stuff is going up in price a bit. I still find her relatively reasonable on most things. She gets really interesting things sometimes. And I highly recommend her. She's great to deal with. And her prices should go up if the market's going up. Like, she's running her own business. So that's what's happening there. But like, if you're collecting for yourself, those prices will have gone up a bit. Pressed linen, I don't really buy from anymore. I really like Emma's Lovely, who runs that. And she's got great stuff. It's just brutal on the speed of purchasing, and I just get disappointed. Period Bits and Frippery in Australia. I think they only post in Australia, and I think that means they're a little bit easier to get things from. All of these accounts are Instagram sellers. And then who else do I online buy from? I'm not even sure at the moment. Mostly I am sourcing myself. People come to me and say, I've got a bulk load. Would you like to purchase it? And then you have to take what they've got or not. And I'm looking for it in the field, so to speak. So that was an aside. And then I brought in some more French laundry tags and torchons, and which I use in needle books. They're really lovely, and they're really good on the back of a horsewhip as well for some extra weight, because they're a nice slubby linen often, and they've often also got a beautiful embroidered initial on them. So, and Claude was selling this as well, and I bought it. It was not cheap at all, but I just felt like I needed it, and I seem to be collecting kind of ephemera. And one of the girls that comes to Tuesday Stitching, hi Reese, if you're watching, she said she's been writing to junk journals lately, and I'm hoping she's going to bring it on Tuesday. She only comes sometimes because she works full time, but she's on holidays. I'm hoping she's going to bring hers in so I can have a little look at it, because I seem to be going down this path. So best thing, I just spilled my thing. I got this amazing large, just really beautiful. It's really lovely linen. It's got really lovely edging on it. Strawberry, that's just a cotton from me. Hand stitched, hand embroidered strawberry tablecloth. So this is just, it would be 1.2 square, I'd say, 1.2 meters. It's just a really beautiful tablecloth. I bought this on on eBay. I found it on eBay and I purchased it. Somebody's just bought something. Thank you so much. Purchased it from eBay for myself. I think it was $40, which I actually think is a really quite bargain price at the moment. But when something is for me and for what I'm, like if I'm collecting it for something I'm going to make and I'm collecting it for my strawberry quilt, I'm happy to pay, well, not happy, but I'll pay up for things that I really think would be perfect in those things. So they're just a couple of things that are definitely for me that have come into my little stash at the moment. Now, you're kind of going on a little bit of a journey with me because I'm trying to clean up my sewing area as well. I've got my friend Vicky arriving this week and her daughter Millie. So that's exciting. You've seen her, if you've watched all my videos, on one of our first videos. We were making needle books together. And I'm really looking forward to her arriving and doing some stitching. She's only here for a few days because her poor mum has had a fall. And she was meant to be here last week, but she's coming this week, so that's exciting. So I'm not sure if I shared this properly. Actually, I did in my Japan haul. So, was thinking I was going to put it on the wall, but I'm wondering if I should make myself a bag with it. These are vintage cane bag handles. So I've got a couple of pairs. They're great. I love them. I'm not sure where I picked them up from. Potentially Purveyor of Reclaimed Textiles. She sells stuff like this sometimes. Potentially a vintage store. And I'm thinking I might make myself a special bag. What are your thoughts on that? Would that be cool? I think it might be cool. Anyway, so that's where I'm at with that. And just if you're looking for vintage handles and you can't find any, I saw, when I was collecting things for my wall of curiosities, like purposely collecting for that, now just when things come, I put it up there, but I was like, that was my idea and I wanted stuff specifically for that at the shop. I saw a bag and it had a vintage bag, and I've got a couple on my wall. Sorry, this is such a scrappy video. And it had handles like this. And I went looking, I thought they were vintage. I went looking for handles like this, and these are off Temu or AliExpress or somewhere like that. I tend not to buy from, I don't like how they operate in the world, but I did buy these. And can I just tell you, if you buy fabric off there, don't expect it to be great. I get people coming into the store with their Temu fabric saying, why is it run? Why is it shrunk? This fabric doesn't feel nice. It's crap fabric. That's why. Don't buy it. Don't support them on that. They're treating their workers terribly. If you need a wooden handle and you can't find a vintage one, maybe these will suit you. They're a bit redder than I would have liked, but they are cute. I just would always prefer that. So there's a source for you. Have a look. And then I was actually thinking maybe I should do it with, which way does this go? It's upside down. This one, but I think it's too big. Like it would gather in too much and I would lose too much of the design. So I think I'm going to frame this one up and put it on the wall. I've been toying with that idea and not wanting to spend the money. You know, it's always, what can you afford versus what are you going to do? Now, the main thing I am working on at the moment is writing the pattern for my quilt. I have a tiny bit more applique to do on it. I could absolutely finish the pattern at this point. I'm procrastinating. I love it. I hate writing quilt patterns. I love people making my quilts. I do love the quilt a lot. It's a lot of low volume fabric and a lot of Heather Ross fabric, but I have included a vintage tablecloth in there at various points because why not? I don't know why I'm procrastinating on that. That is my priority. I need to get it to a tester. I need to talk to my graphic designer about getting a pattern written, like put together for it. So I tend to draw my drawgrams by hand. I am not computer or literate at all, really. Like it's actually quite detrimental to my business. But so I draw them by hand and then my graphic designer puts the drawings together and we go back and forth on those a little bit. I do all the photography of it that she includes in the books and I write the words, which then we kind of, what we call sewbecurated it to make it into a beautiful pattern. And I love putting the pattern together when it looks like that. I just hate writing the words and I get so, I don't know, I find it really difficult. Anyway, I need to get onto it because I know lots of people are waiting for this quilt. I hope it's going to be well received in the world. It is I'm calling it the summertime quilt. It's just full of sun and fun stuff to me. So there's that I'm mainly working on at the moment. I have my vintage quilt that was on the wall in my old shop, and I've thread basted that together now, and that is something I'm wanting to get onto, but I'm not touching it until I've finished. Like, I'm not allowed to do it. I'm not allowed to do a lot of things. So I'm going to show you what else I've got. I picked up this beautiful printed linen, and it's a Swedish design, and it came with the Swedish threads. And this is what it's going to be like, and I really want to get working on that. And I thought I might really enjoy that because I love doing that little stitching that I did, which is I did a kit like this from Japan. Mine's now up on my wall of curiosities. This one's actually from my friend Vicky. I brought one back for her. We were going to do it together, but I couldn't wait. So I am going to do this, and it also reminded me of, sorry, I'm just reaching over the top of you, potentially shishiko stitching, which I really enjoyed doing with Kazum in Kyoto, and I thought it might feel those kind of vibes for me. So that's one project that I want to work on in 2025. It's a vintage kit. I'm really sorry, I don't know where they're from. I don't know where I picked it up. I've had it for a while. I want to make more needle books. I love the needle books. I find each one of them lovely. So I've got a little stash of wool felt, and then I also have this stash of quilt blocks that I have made at various times and not included in the quilts. These squares are from my Edie quilt. I've got some other things in here. These were left over from something I tried out in North Point. I've got some little tiny scrappy pieces that I've put together from Liberty offcuts. Got quite a few of those. I've got some vintage bits and pieces. So these were all things that when I was sorting my room out, this is a beautiful strawberry fabric from a friend of mine on Instagram called Kylie. Hi Kylie, if you watch these. And I need to make a strawberry pouch. And then I also bought this one. It was a vintage, like an oven mitt, and it had a magnet on so you could stick it onto your oven, I guess, or fridge. And I pulled out the insides because I bought it just for that fabric, which looks like screen printed strawberries to me, and it's just beautiful. So I've got lots of little things that I wanted to work on, and I've also put together this little vintage star at some point on denim, which I found, and I thought, why not make a vintage, like a zipper pouch out of it? I've got them to go. So all of those things that I just want to play with and do some stuff. I will start another needle book because I've got a course coming up. I always start one, show people how to do it and what I might curate to kind of put mine together in this beautiful old vintage fabric. I think it's probably a lingerie bag, and that's all those kind of little things that might spark my joy and make me want to start making something. So there's those two. I'm just remembering how many things I've done. So there's the Swedish embroidery, there's all those little projects, there's my quilt, and then also, sorry, I just dropped this. I found this when my daughter moved out and she didn't take it, I had to clean out her room. I do as I please. That's probably back to front for you. How cool is this little cat? I do as I please too. So I've got the fabric I bought from Kyoto. I've had some sashiko stuff that I've never used, and I've got that there. I bought a couple of patterns at various places and some threads, and I have, that one's from my shop. Got needles, got more. So I'm gonna have, I really enjoyed the sashiko, so I'm gonna have a bit more of a go at that. And So that's one of the things I want to work on in 2025 as well. And then the other stitching little things I have is this. I started with Fleur Woods when I went to New Zealand. Did I go in 2023, the end of 2023? Or October, I think, 2023. So I did a painting on fabric painting and stitching, and I painted these flannel flowers from my garden and then added in this fabric, which was one that Fleur had there. And then I got stuck. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to add more lace. This is just pinned up here so that I remember to put it in. I love that feels a little bit like Seaside Daisy or cobwebs in the thing. And then when I was doing this piece, I used some of this Anna Maria Horner fabric that I'd had in the shop. It sold out really quickly. Sorry, it's no longer there. And I really liked it. So then I've added on some bits of that, and I think that's looking really lovely. So that's on my to-do list as well. Like, I want to finish off this piece. And then this is my style, like not inspired by anybody else, inspired by myself, of stitching that I have actually nearly finished. So I've got just this top section here and a bit in here as well. But so this is when I textile collage. It's all about the fabric in my style, and it's stitches to enhance how those fabrics join together, or those vintage embroideries, etc., etc. It is not it's very different, I would say, to Fleur Woods style. And this piece, I can't wait to finish. I'm not allowed to work on this one either until I've finished my quilt. I have to hold myself accountable somewhere or somehow. So they're the things that I am slow stitching wise planning on working on, and my big quilt and my strawberry quilt. So a couple of things. Now, you may have all only been here for this. I wanted to show you, another thing I've been working on heaps is these little fabric pinch pots. This is my favorite. So they're completely reversible. Lovely Karen, who came to the shop, brought me up a doily with this bit. Like, it's got more bits on it, but I included it straight away because I loved it. Thank you, Karen. Like to add textural pieces to mine. So I've got a variety of sizes. And I have got printed instructions on how I put this together, not just the base of it, but how you add your textiles and how you work on that. So they're here. Hopefully it's coming out very soon. I'm going to put some kits together as well with just lots of bits of beautiful vintage things, like special vintage fabrics. That's a hanky. Put some hankies in some of them for you to create your own if you're interested in doing so. Sarah from Roxy Sisters had been gifted one at and she had it at the shop, and then she said, she knew how to kind of do them, and she showed me, and then I've kind of tweaked that design a little bit to suit my style. And in my pattern, I have, you can see the different shapes, what makes the shapes how they are, how to get a taller wall, a shorter wall, all that kind of information. So if you're wanting to make one, and also how you go about getting the textiles on there and stitched down. Now, sorry, I am definitely, no I'm not. And this is my basket. Emily, who occasionally still works at the shop, but did work at the shop for a while, gifted me this basket, and it's just got all my things in it that I've been making the textile pinch pots from. And it's just such a basket of joy. And I just wanted to share on the top of this are this is the first needlebook that I made that really sparked my love of needlebooks. It's little, well, it's not big. And I just still adore it. And this one comes with me when I travel. I particularly love these 2 pages, which is purely embellishment. But look at that lace. Look how gorgeous that is. It's just makes me happy. And then this one I made with Vicky, and it taught me a lot, actually. That's the back of it, sorry. There's the front. I put interfacing in there quite like a minute, but I don't love the feel of it. So I learnt lots on how I want to put them together, but I do love this because I made this with Vicky. Like, look at the edge on that. Is that not just adorable? You know, I made this, over a year ago. There's a little pocket there. Pocket with some needles. Doilies. Little bits and pieces. Fabric that wraps around from front to back. All the things. So I've been making those a long time now. I think maybe a year and a half. And I know lots of you have made them, and I don't let them go. Like, I've sold one actually, and I've gifted a few, but they've got my heart in them, and they look beautiful in the shop, so I keep them for that reason. So if you're here for the vintage haul, we're on like Donkey Kong. Last night, one of my lovely followers texted me and said, have you seen this on, I think it was Hunter. So I live in the Hunter region of Australia in Newcastle, but Hunter Buy, Swap and Sell or something like that. And it had, and I couldn't see it because she messaged me on my SewBe Facebook account. And then, what did she do? Oh, I couldn't link to it because I wasn't a member as SewBe of that account. And then, but I went looking on Facebook and I found, so this may be what she alerted to me to, or it may not, a $70 box of vintage linens. And they had some pictures and the pictures weren't great. And I was like, there was one thing in there, I'll show you what it is, that I thought, I might as well get it. It'll be worth it. It was the most amazing box of just beautifulness. So I'm going to show you the tablecloths that were at the bottom of the box first. This one, it's rayon. I would say it's rayon. I don't know what it is, but I would say it's rayon. I just think is stunning. I actually think this would be absolutely beautiful as the exterior of some needle books. So, and it's got some little holes in it in places, and there are a couple of stains in this one, which is not like most of the things that came in that bundle. So I think that will be cut up. And then I got, this would be a rayon one as well, and I just really like this color. It's aqua green. So that tablecloth, this yellow damask one, it's just beautiful. Look at that in there. Look how gorgeous that is. And that's in really good knit. It's got beautiful texture. You see that? I'm gonna get that better for you. It's got beautiful pattern texture in the creamy linen, creamy white linen part. The most beautiful, you should feel this, linen damask, or I'm not even sure, with a little bit of drawn thread work tablecloth. These are all big tablecloths. A couple of linen napkins, not anything special. This, like, it's stiff as a board. The starching in this is insane. Also, I'm having trouble. It's a damask, kind of maybe table runner. Beautiful. Also starched too. Just like, it's like cardboard. It's amazing. Beautiful drawn cut thread work, cut work, sorry, and hand embroidery around those. Lovely. Now, sometimes I love the Chinese kind of inspired designs, but they're not normally my favorite. This one I really love. It's on beautiful linen, absolutely beautiful. And I just think the fussy cutting opportunities in here are quite amazing. Those reeds, the trees, there's beautiful birds on here, and they're beautifully done. So, and this has been, you know, washed and used, and just it's in lovely, lovely nick. Another kind of, I'd say this is rayon, but beautiful tablecloth. That one's not wound up. So, sorry, I just moved. I can see you bumping around. Sorry about that. A beautiful edging, like a crocheted edging, which is just gorgeous. And there's 2 of those. So I'm not sure what I'd use those for. I mean, they're amazing and I'd love them. I love them. But yeah, so keeping those. Then I got, so this is all from this $70 box. Just drop some stuff, so excuse me for a second. These weird ass doilies. So I'd say that's the front. It feels like velvet. Does anybody know what this kind of work is? Now, in the past, I probably wouldn't have loved these, but when I saw Fleur when she was teaching at my old shop, she had in the kit, like in the fabrics that she had for everybody. So mostly I did use her blanket because I didn't have any in the store, and I did grab a piece of that, but mostly this was my own textiles that I put on here. But she had these, and it's made out of some sort of tulle type fabric. And I thought how weird it was. Why would I use that? And then I looked at her work and I was like, oh, give me a bit of that. Anyway, so now I have found some of these kind of type of things, and I think they might be amazing in something. I'm not quite sure. If you know what these are, like what kind of work this is, please let me know, because I'd love to know what it's called. Some lovely coloured crochet. So I love that kind of stuff in my work. Again, with this one, you could either cut out each of those flowers to add some texture on something like these pinch pots, or they're beautiful in needle books, or on something like this. They're just really useful. I also don't know what this kind of crochet is like, or what this is called. I think this is probably something to keep flies or insects out of your jam pot. And is this just normal crochet? It's very lacy. It's very lovely. And always with pink linen. I love a bit of pink linen. There were a number of these which are just so lovely to put into, like, things into in your needle books. So good. Thank you for another purchase, whoever that was. A daffodil thing. Now, I had one of these. I think I might have sold it, which I kind of regretted. So now I've got another one. Excellent. Now, this is what I bought the bundle for. Oh. I'm such a coordinated person. This beautiful pink kind of bag, linen, beautiful crochet work on it, and look at that stitching. Just beautiful. It's got some staining. I'd say that's staining because this person has looked after their items incredibly well. But I saw that and I thought, oh, it's worth the kind of look. Look at that. Lovely. This is a Duchess set. So there's 3 bits of this, 2 little ones, and they are worn, but just stunning. Pretty worn piece. Some lovely jug covers. Look at the little cat on that one. So cute. And if you don't want to use them as jug covers, if you want to use the crochet in something, cut the beads off, because they're beautiful glass beads usually, and in really lovely colours. Lots of beautiful fine doilies. I'm showing you the back there, but on the front, they've got like raised flowers. And so these are really lovely also for textile pinch pots. Cute. Same as that other one, but different colorway. Lovely. So lots of these will be going into the shop, into kits, etc., etc. Lovely. Stained. Lovely. This is such fine work. I can't even see what the back and the front is. That's the back. I love the beautiful white work. Some more beautiful little doilies. Like there were lots and lots of those, and I'm not going to share all of them with you because we'll be here for like 3 hours. It's upside down, but look at that. Look how stunning that is. Sometimes I just really like the inspiration these kind of pieces give for the colors that you might use as well. Like that orange, yellow, and light pink with that deeper green. Just stunning. Pieces like this. Like so many lovely pieces. Quite like the butterfly. Quite like this, which I think might be, I almost thought it was a clover, I'm not sure. There's the other piece of that one. So most of the pieces are in beautiful condition. Some of them are well worn, which are nice to cut up. More and more and more. Hold on, I want to find this beautiful like linen hand towel, and that's actually the back of it I'm showing here. It's such good work. Look at that. Lots of pieces like this, but all beautiful ones. So these are really lovely, both in needlebooks, in this kind of work. You see one here. Just always pick up the fine ones if I can, and there were lots of beautiful fine ones, like so many lovely designs. I can't, like we'll be here for hours. Some tray, like little tablecloths, which some are lovely, some are a bit generic. Happy to have, happy to cut them up. This one is brand new. It's never been used. It's starched, or alternatively, she was amazing at starching, the owner. Very pretty. Got this lovely big birds. Don't find the big birds that much, so really thrilled to pick that up. Oh, look at the little teacup. It's stained. It says morning cheer, and I just think that is perfection. Like somebody has used that for their morning cheer, probably for many, many years. Duchess set of these. Lovely orangey yellow work. It's quite an interesting set. Liking the edge of that as well as that embroidery. Find more of lovely crocheted pieces. More hand towels, which are lovely. Some beautiful, beautiful. This is really fine crochet work, and again with that raised textile, which is really lovely to use. This is quite a unique piece. I don't think I've ever seen one like that before. It's a lovely linen, and it's been kind of inlaid in with that lace work. It's quite lovely. That would be really lovely. Maybe on the, you don't want to lose that middle bit. So I'm not sure what I'd use that in, but I would definitely use it. Some beautiful white work. Look at that butterfly, so cute. I love that kind of thing. Some beautiful cut work pieces. This one's very sweet. I think my husband has arrived home with some bottles of wine ready for Vicky's arrival. Oh, this is weird. Like that. this is a lace thing, but the lace around, like this is quite lovely, but this is really beautiful. Look at that. It's cotton lace. It feels like cotton lace. Oh, I found it. You're gonna think, well, some beautiful napkins. You're not going to be able to read that because it's cream on white cotton. It says Rosie on it. An Auckland exhibition, and the year is 1899. So look at that. So if I've got anybody out there that's a Rosie, and you're particularly keen on this, I'd be happy to post this around the world. I think it needs to come and live with you. It's a vintage antique piece. My gift to somebody if you're called Rosie. Some more lovely tablecloths with sweet embroidery work, but really beautiful edging. Love that kind of edging. More some really beautiful handkerchiefs. These are lovely in both, well, all the textile work that I do, but in needlebooks especially. Look at that. So I made a needlebook, and I had one piece of this and I put it on one of the ties, and we didn't know what it was for. People suggested it was a laundry piece or potentially a piece that might have held a garter up. I think it might have been a piece from an unfinished or cut out of a hanky. Look at that hanky. It is just divine, like just stunning. Really like this toaster or tea cozy with the white work. I mean, that's just beautiful to me. I've got this really interesting big piece of lace. Now that's not looking like much on camera. It's got silver in it. It's really, really stunning. And it's big. So I've just raced through lots of that because there's so much of it. So there were over 200 pieces and it was 70 Australian dollars, which is just 30 cents a piece. There are about 5 things in there that I wouldn't like, that I'll pass on to the op shop, but the rest of it is just divine. And I am so incredibly lucky to have found that because it's been slim pickings, as I was mentioning lately. Anyway, I hope you guys, actually, I don't want to say you guys. And actually, while I'm on that, I saw a post this morning on Instagram from one of my favorites accounts called Can You Sew This For Me? And it's stories about people being asked to sew all sorts of things and not, you know, they don't want to be paid, like the person doesn't want to pay, or they don't want to pay what they can get in a shop, and they don't realize how to make a handmade item. And some just, you know, some stories of people being treated badly, some stories of people being treated beautifully. I had my own experience when I was designing quilts, but before I had the shop, where a mother of one of my son's friends came into my house and dumped on my kitchen table a whole heap of mending and said, "You like sewing, please mend this for me." And I just was so shocked by it. I didn't know what to do. I did mend it, and it really annoys me that I mended it. Like, really annoys me. I don't think she even said thank you properly. But I would never have gone to like her work and said, "Can you give me free whatever it was?" It's that undervaluing of sewing and women and by another woman. Anyway, that account often deals with that kind of situation. They'd have a fantastic comeback. Somebody would give you a fantastic comeback. But they are leaving Instagram because of the atrocities that, you know, there's going to be no kind of moderation of ridiculous people that want to get onto that kind of a platform and be obnoxious. Now, I think we've been really lucky with Instagram in the sewing community that I've met so many lovely people through Instagram and in person as a result of Instagram, and my business absolutely relies on Instagram. Well, not relies, but it's a part of my business, and the people that I've met are just beautiful people. I rarely get anything that is not supportive or lovely. Occasionally you'll get something, or somebody just kind of messaging you all through the night and then like, why haven't you responded? And you're like, because it's 2 a.m. in Australia. Or that kind of a thing, but that's rare. I do get, when I post about my son, I do often lose some followers, and I'm happy for them to go. But I'm going to need to be careful about what I share about my family, and I'm going to make some sort of a post about what I expect on that site, because I'm not up for anybody that is not appreciative of other humans, and of that we come in all different shapes, sizes, sexuality, gender, races, all the things. Everybody is welcome, so long as you're welcoming of everybody else. But I was just so disappointed to see that. Not that Can You Sew This had made that decision. I completely understand that decision. The people that run that account, the women that run that account, said that they fall into various categories that feel unsafe in this like in Instagram, and I know I'm on YouTube at the moment, but in that community. And they do not want to put themselves at risk with the changes that are happening to moderation or allowing hate on that space. And I have been thinking about that and been nervous about it. We're a rainbow family. I've got, like, within my family, within our extended family, within our friends, within, like, if you can't welcome other people that might be different to you, but are people, are humans in the world operating, doing their best to love and live, it's not the right site for you. So it's my little aside. Anyway, happy 2025, everybody. I'm really pleased to be back making a video. I hope I can upload this. It's a long one. Thank you for being here.